Hey crafty friends, how are you doing today? On this video, we are going to be doing something different. You know, they say variety is the spice of life. I personally also think that variety is nice in crafting. So I'm going to completely mix it up and do something I've never done here before on DiyDreaming. I have done it a little bit in my life, but we're going to work with some succulents. And we're going to use some Dollar Tree succulents and some succulents that I've had for maybe 15 years that I've used in and out of all kinds of different things through the last 15 years. And we're going to make some things that do not look like Dollar Tree, but that look, I don't know, a little more elevated than that. So this idea you could also do using a nicer quality of faux succulent or even a real live succulent. Although I did want to warn you, I purchased some succulents, gosh, maybe 5 years ago, and I promptly killed them all. So I don't have a green thumb. But all right, so as we're getting started, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. I'm going to show you the succulents that we're working with. And these here are all from Dollar Tree. And then I have a few others to show you. Okay, at your Dollar Tree, you can get all kinds, and probably at different Dollar General and, you know, those other dollar places. You can get them in these little pots that look like this for $1. And the thing will literally pull right out. You might have to clean up a little bit of styrofoam on the base of it, and you may want to cut the stem a little bit shorter. But these look cheap, cheap, cheap to me, although I might save a couple of them in case I want to use the container for something in the future, although I doubt it. But these ones look pretty good. Now they had orange and purple, and this was about the craziest colored one I got, this and this one. But I picked ones that were a little more benign and not so crazy looking, not so obviously faux, okay? So I have those. Then I got some of these littler ones that look like this. And then here's one that looks kind of like a, I don't know, it looks rubbery or something. They just come right out. Is this the same? This is like this one, but it's a smaller version of it. Some of the ones at Dollar Tree have this little clip. Can you see that on them? That you can take right off. Of that style, I got these. This one actually feels nice. It's like a better, much better quality than the other ones. It just needs to be fluffed a little bit. This was one of those. Here's another one. And here's another clip. So there's lots of variety. At $1 a piece, I probably have, I don't know, $12 worth of succulents. And the thing with me, I'm frugal. And when I'm done and not using whatever I'm gonna make, I almost always take things apart and put them in Ziploc bags and put them in my basement in tubs. Like I have a whole tub of green stuff to decorate with, to be reinvented into something different. So these are the succulents that I've had forever. I don't even know where I got them. But they've been in and out of a ton of different arrangements over the last 15 years or so. These may have faded a little bit. We're not going to use these today, but I just wanted to get them out to show you. So then I'll just throw them in a bag, put them back in my basement in the tub that has all the green and natural kind of stuff that I like to fill containers with to do container decorating. Okay, so here's another succulent that I actually had in my decor. It's very dusty, but it's been in my decor for a long time. And this had a candle in it once upon a time, and it was so pretty that I just filled it with some rocks, a little bit of moss, and then this faux succulent, and it's just been sitting on my bookshelf, just a little touch of a succulent. I probably didn't spend more than a couple of dollars on that. So you can put succulents in a lot of different things. And before we go on to the wreaths, I want to give you just a couple of ideas. Okay, this is one of the ones that I bought at Dollar Tree. This is a seashell that I bought at Goodwill. It's, you know, it's average. It's not the best seashell ever, but it was big and it was probably $1 or $1.29 or something. I filled it with some of these little rocks that you can get at Dollar Tree, and I have, along with bags of succulents in my basement in my decorating tubs, I also have bags of different sizes of rocks, because rocks are fun to decorate with too. So I just filled it with a few little rocks to give it some substance. And if these comments here are in your way, you can swipe them either to the side, left or right, or up or down, depending on what device you're on, and they should disappear. And then if you want them back, you just swipe the opposite direction slowly with your finger on your device. Just thought I would let you guys know. I say it every video, but still people are like, I can't see because there's all these words on top of your hands. So that's how you can make them disappear. I can't personally do anything with them for you. You have to do that yourself. Oh my word. I have a mess here. Okay, so I filled my little seashell with some of those rocks, and just the smaller ones. And then this is one of the succulents. I just cut a little bit off the bottom of it so it wasn't too long. And I'm just going to pop this in here. I am going to probably do a little dab of hot glue on the base of this so that it'll stick to the rocks. And then I'll put this on my bookshelves as soon as I start doing my summer container fluffing. And you know, I haven't really showed you guys too much of that, but if you're interested, I love decorating as much as I love crafting, and I like doing my decor in different containers that you can swap out every season all year long, easy. And so, so I'll show you some of that if you guys want. Tell me in the comments. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some glue on the base of this just to stick it in here and hopefully get it to glue to some of those rocks. And then that will be a nice little touch. Don't you think? So, Goodwill, Dollar Tree rocks, and hot glue. All right, and I think it just looks pretty. Yeah, I'll get pictures of it. Okay, this is also something that I picked up at Goodwill. I don't know what these were, but they're like mercury glass. I got 4 of them. You could do the same idea. Put some bigger rocks in the bottom of it. Just to fill it up thick. Or you could use styrofoam if you wanted. And then I'm just going to take a bunch of my littler rocks, pile those on the top, and I could put a little layer of moss over the top of this too. And then we can take, you know, whatever succulent we want. Let's take one of these better looking ones. Let's use this one because it's tall, and we'll use another one. Okay, and I'm gonna take these. Like I said, they have these little clippy-do on them, and I'm just gonna pull that off. I should be able to just pull it right off. If not, I'll cut it off. I have some wire cutters here. Yeah, I'm gonna just cut it. Okay. And here's our succulent. And I would probably do 3 if I can fit them in this little pot. Let's see, I need a smaller one. That's one thing that Dollar Tree really does not have, is they don't have any succulents that are very small. They also don't have any of those long hanging downy ones, which I've been wanting. So I'm gonna try this one. Just clean all this foam or whatever that is off the stem of it. Okay, and we're going to get to the wreaths in just a second. And I'm just going to pop that in there. Needs to be shorter. This one's different. It sounds some kind of wood. Ooh. Okay, that just really went flying. Let me throw it away so I don't step on it and spear my foot. So here's this, and I'm going to just pop that in there. I think I have too many rocks. And also I think I need to do the hot glue thing. Some of these bigger ones out. Maybe that's the problem. Just little ones. So if you don't have decorating rocks, you can get those all over the place, but I've just gotten most of mine at Dollar Tree. And then I just hang on to them from season to season. I put them back in my bag in the basement, and then I pull them back out. Okay, I'm going to do hot glue on this. That will give it a little more oomph to stick in there. I feel like I need another little something right here. I had a really pretty rock, pretty rock right there. We'll just set that rock right there. And there you go. There's another little succulent arrangement. All super affordable little pieces. This was around $1 from Goodwill. $1, and all those rocks were $1. So, and it does not look like a Dollar Tree arrangement. So tell me what you guys think. Do you like these two ideas? You like the crosses behind me. Oh, well, yesterday I did a tour of all of this stuff. So I'll show you what that cross is, but if you want, you can just take a peek in my videos, click on the video button, and you can scroll back to yesterday and watch, because I showed everything. I'm thinking that you're talking about this right here, and I just have this mounted with button magnets on this little frame. And this says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is a Magnolia Design Company stencil. This is a Magnolia Design Company surface. This is all from Walmart. These were from Walmart. So that was a video I did, I don't know, a while ago. I think that's the cross you were talking about. I have other things that I'm thinking about and starting to kind of prepare a little bit behind me. I always have about, I don't know, 10 craft projects in the works at any moment, and I don't do them until I feel like I have something really extra or something special. Okay, so let's do some wreaths. Let's start with this one. This is a $1 grapevine wreath from Dollar Tree. And you can see where they joined the pieces right here. Can you see that? So that is where we will put the bulk of whatever we're gonna put on here. And I have a bin of green pieces of things like, just from different arrangements that I've made, things that I've done, little bits and pieces of all kinds of things. And so I just pulled that out, and I pulled out a few things. And while I was at Dollar Tree, I picked up one of these little packages of floral wire, which is this really thin green wire that's great to use. It blends in and just about disappears. It's great to use with your floral stuff. And you guys, let me just say this. So my sister is an awesome wreath maker. She's great with floral arrangements and stuff like that. I don't have that skill. So these are gonna be simple. Super, super simple. If my sister was here, she could put something together that would just absolutely knock your socks off. But that's not me, so sorry. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna take a long piece of this to get started. We're also gonna use the glue gun. And I was thinking to start this little thing to put some little palm fronds. These came also from Dollar Tree, and it was like 6 little pieces of ferns or whatever you call these things. So I've wrapped them together, and I added another little piece of something. Just tightened it up with this floral wire, which absolutely disappears. You cannot see it. Do that. And then I'm gonna leave my ends long for right now. I'm just trying to decide which side do I want it on. I think I want it on this side, okay? So, we'll put this on here first. And for right now, I'm just gonna use this floral wire. I will probably add a little hot glue after I figure out what I'm doing. So I'm sure there's lots of you guys watching that are like fabulous with florals and wreaths and stuff like that. I am really a jack of all trades kind of a crafter. I'm not a super specialist in any one thing, so give me a little slack if I'm calling things wrong or doing things wrong. Just let me believe that I'm doing it right. Okay, so I have that on there. The wreaths they're only $1, so what are you expecting? But the wreaths at Dollar Tree are not round, they're kind of this ovally shape. Okay, so now we need to decide which succulent do we want. I want to do 3. So I think I'm going to start with this one. I want to get this white stuff off of here so it doesn't show up. And I got out some ribbon options, although I don't know that we'll actually use ribbon today. I feel like I want a variety of colors for this. Okay, that could be pretty. Yeah. We're gonna have to do these succulents with hot glue. Ah, this one pulled off, and I'll save this because I could use that for something in the future. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one here, and I'm just gonna loosely attach it with a little bit of my floral wire. And then I'll get my hot glue out. We'll pop that one right there. And then we need another little something. Let's use this one because it's smaller. Take all the check off of it first. Okay. So I think actually I'm going to cut this floral wire, the loose part of it, off, and then I'm going to use hot glue. What I love about working with, oh, thank you, Janice says, great idea. I appreciate that. What I love about working with stuff from Dollar Tree is that I don't feel guilty if I mess it up. Do you guys ever feel that way? Like, oh darn, I just wasted all those craft supplies and I don't like my project. Also, I don't have anything in mind right now, so I don't know what anything's gonna look like, and I'll be tickled with it. If you have a specific idea and it doesn't turn out exactly how you thought you wanted it, then that can be disappointing. So I encourage you to just be flexible. That does not want to stick. All right, and I'm using my Surebonder Cool Shot, which is a low temperature hot glue gun, and I feel like it's a little bit lower temperature than even a regular low temperature glue gun. You might need a little bit of wire. Because I'm gonna have hot glue all over my fingers doing this project, and I don't want to get burned. Okay, so here's our succulent wreath so far. This would be cute to put inside of like a picture frame, like something like this, which was also a Goodwill find a while ago. I mean, you could do something really cute. You could even do a stencil or something on the back of this. I don't know. There's tons of ideas for those smaller ones. Okay, so let's add some more succulents. And I think I decided I was going to do this one next. So let me just twist it, and I want it to be kind of right here. I'm using gobs and gobs and gobs of hot glue. You know what? This needs to be shorter. I just need some crummy scissors to cut this a little bit shorter. There we go. Now my scissors are glued shut. Okay, let's do a little bit more hot glue. Oh my word, I'm tangled up. So if you saw my post yesterday with the big box out in the backyard that I was not able to get open myself, that was my new chaise lounges for the backyard, my husband came out and rescued me. He got some pliers, and it had so much glue on it, it was ridiculous. But we were able to get it open, and then he helped me assemble the chairs. So, yeah, so it all worked out. A lot of you guys gave me some great suggestions for what to do to get the box open, because it was glued shut with like 25 pounds of hot glue, or not hot glue, but you know, heavy duty rubbery glue. Okay, so then we need something right here, and I think I was going to do this one because it's smaller, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And this is going to be way too long on the bottom, so I'm going to cut it off. I really wish I had some smaller succulents, but I don't. So use what you have whenever possible. I could always, you know what, I could make this smaller. Let's do that. Let's make it smaller. Let's cut off some of these bottom leaves. What a great idea. And it was $1, so, you know, no harm. Okay, I think that's gonna work better. This needs to be shorter. It is like steel. Oh, there, I just pulled it out. Okay. I've got a lot of hot glue on here. Hopefully it'll all be hidden away when I get this last succulent on here. Okay, so here is our super simple succulent wreath. My total cost for this puppy was $1 for the wreath, $1 for the succulent, $1 for that one, $1 for that one, and then this is part of a $1 thing. And I think sometimes simple is better, but you could continue adding more succulents to it and have it go all the way down if you wanted. You do want to do the rule of odd numbers, so either do 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9 of something. And so what do you guys think about that? Do you like it? It's super simple. You could hang it, you know, by a ribbon or something. I'll fiddle around with it off camera and get pictures. But let's do another wreath, okay? We're gonna do a repurposed wreath. And if you're wondering what I've got going on back here, I'm working on a project coming up with some cute little picket fences and some cute little birdhouses and possibly some little ceramic pots filled with whatever succulents I have left when I'm done. So that's what all this business is back here. Okay, I have a couple of ideas here to share. One thing you can do, this is very on trend or whatever, is to use an embroidery hoop as the base for your wreath. This one has lived several different lives, and it still has hot glue on it from the last project. When I was done and tired of that, I took the stuff off of it, but I kept the hoop because these things are kind of expensive. So I would just clean the hot glue off of it, and you could do some succulents on the side if you wanted. That's one idea. Here are the 2 wreaths from today from Goodwill. This one had a big horn and all this Christmas stuff on it, but it's a nice thick grapevine, and it was $2.50. And then this one had all kinds of stuff on it too. This is giving me some ideas for making my own grapevine wreath. But yeah, so we're gonna do both. Let's start with the circle one, okay? And let me just get rid of some of this stuff that we're looking at right here. And I think we should use some moss. So I got a whole bunch of different kinds of moss out. That's something that I like to save and reuse also. Okay, and here's some of this in big sheets that we could use. Or here's some that's really soft, that's a bright green. Or here's some that is browner, and then there's some of that lichen or whatever. And I think, let's do a brighter color. Let's try this one. I'm just gonna fiddle for a second. Can you guys see what I'm doing? You probably can't see through all this junk that I have here. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of moss. Like I could do something like that and then start with the succulents. Let's just play for a second before we attach anything. I like these ones a lot. And you know, all of these projects would look even better, probably a lot better, if you bought like the actual flower arranging faux succulents, but they can be anywhere from $3 to $6 or more, and I'm just too frugal to do that. So I'm just making it work with what I have, which is $1 a pop, and that seems a lot more reasonable to me. Oh no! I just pulled the whole thing out of this. Drats. That would have been really pretty. Let's glue it back together. Let's do that. Okay. I just pulled the centerpiece out of it so it isn't held together. Maybe it'll be nicer this way, all glued together. Okay. All is not lost. So what is everybody doing? The regular succulents are usually pricey. Yeah, that's what Deborah says. You are so right. And the live ones are beautiful, but dang, they're hard to keep alive. So yeah, so I'm just not even fooling myself thinking that I can do it. Ooh, this will be pretty. Let's do these three. I need to be more careful when I'm taking this off of here. Let's just cut it. Okay, and I'm kind of thinking that maybe we don't need quite so much moss. For a little smaller, thinner piece. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to just loosen. Can you guys see? I think you can. Let me put my phone down just a little bit more. Wow, it's another good idea for even a live succulent. You love it. Oh, thank you. I have so much fun just coming up with different ideas. So every day what I'm thinking is, I don't want you guys to get bored of me, because I know honestly there are some other channels, that other craft programs that I watch, and some of them, every project looks essentially the same. And a lot of them, not to be snooty or anything, because you know I'm ultimate frugal crafter, but I don't want every project to look like a Dollar Tree project. I want to use Dollar Tree items, but I don't want it to all look the same. So every day I'm thinking, what can I do that will be quick, easy, that you don't have to be a professional to do, that that will be a little unusual, that is faith or family or, you know, this kind of thing related. And so last night I didn't sleep well, and I ended up looking at succulents on Pinterest. What would I do without Pinterest? Oh my word. And I was like, that's what we're gonna do, because I had purchased some of these succulents maybe a month ago when I was at Dollar Tree. I didn't know what I'd be doing with it. And I did go back and buy a few more today, but I was like, okay, thank you, Lord, for showing me. He does. When I'm perplexed or not sure what I want to do, I'll just say, Lord, show me what you think these people would like to see. And maybe you don't want to make a succulent wreath right now, but sometime in the future you do, and you can just put this in your back pocket and say, ah, I remember on DiyDreaming that that lady did something with succulents, you know, however many months or years ago. I should go take a peek. And then you'll, or maybe you get an idea for a completely different craft that isn't a wreath. But anyways, I just want to always be mixing it up because I don't want you guys to get bored of me. Or to think that I only do one thing. You know, I try to do as many different things as possible. Okay, we have glue strings everywhere. And I will get my heat gun out when I'm all finished, and I will clean up all these glue strings. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. And I put it like, I'm imagining this is the top, so it's like, I don't know, what on a clock that would be like 10 to 5 or 6 p.m., something like that. Okay, and that's on good enough for right now. I might go back and add a little bit more. Okay, how did I have this? Do you guys remember? I think I had that sticking up straight. Let's cut it shorter. We'll just lay things down and then I'll glue it in a minute. No, I like it a little higher. And then this one that we broke, that I broke, sorry, you didn't break it. Okay, I like that. Let's do something just like that. And you could use something like E6000 if you prefer, or you could just use that floral wire to attach everything. But dang, hot glue is just so easy. That's what I'm opting to do for more and more of my projects. Other than the glue strings, I love hot glue. Okay. So as soon as I hop, oh my goodness, thank you guys so much for the stars. Wow, look at that. You guys are so generous. As soon as I hop off, I know I've missed a lot of the comments along the way. I will look, and I treasure the things that you guys say, the questions, the comments. So I will sit down and enjoy reading what you guys have to say. There was something I needed to tell you guys. What was it? Oh, it's about, on the topic of frowny faces or angry faces. And I'm thinking that maybe you're like me. I did not realize this. But whenever you do a frowny or an angry face is what it's actually called, it does something with Facebook so that they shrink down how many people get to see that video. It doesn't get seen by very many people if there's any angry faces on it. So, and a lot of the angry faces are like my fault, because I'll be saying, you know, oh, woe is me, this or that happened, I was disappointed about this or that. And I think a lot of times you guys are just supporting me and saying that you understand that you would be angry about or whatever, upset about whatever too, and you do it with one of those angry faces. But Facebook doesn't know all that. They think that you don't like what I was doing on the video, so they they don't want to show it to other people. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention and tell you guys that all the other faces are great. The one with the little tear is great. The laughing one, the smiling one, but that angry one is bad. So if you would mind not putting that on here, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's just add a few little pieces of moss here and there, and then I'll pick this up and show you. These glue strings drive me crazy. Okay, so here is another very simple succulent wreath. Super simple. And I feel like actually it could use a little something more. Let's see what I have. I don't know what, but I have this like kind of lichen stuff it's like a mold or a fungus kind of stuff that grows. I think it could be pretty right there. And let's see, what else do I have over here? This is some other and this makes it look a little more believable that we know it's faux, but that maybe it's not all fake, you know, faux stuff. When you have actual living or once living stuff on it. So if you can mix a little faux with a little bit of actual live stuff, then I think in general it looks better. This would be a cute wreath if we had a very small nest or something we could put right there. Or for summer, we could even do some seashells or something on it. But what do you guys think about that one? Do you like it? So what do I have into this one? This wreath came from Goodwill, and it was $2.49, and I took all the yuck off of it. And then we have 3 succulents that were $1 each, a little bit of moss. So this is like a $5 wreath. And if you looked at it just from a distance, I don't know if you would know that those weren't real, because succulents do come in a variety of different colors. So do you guys like this one? Very nice. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's do one more, and then I will wrap it up. Look at this mess. Okay, let's do this one. And let's do something a little different. Let's add some greenery. I'm just pulling out of my little bag of stuff that I'm repurposing that I've used on different projects, and then I take it apart and stash it away. It's all tangled up. Okay, so these little things right here came off of a long garland that you can see the little spots where I pulled it off, where there's little holes. And I want to do something like right in the corner with maybe some greenery going both directions. More on the top part and less on the bottom. And then I want to do some of the succulents here in the corner. Can you guys see at all what I'm envisioning? It's going to fall down if I mess around with it too much. So let me just see. I wish my sister was here because she would just say, oh, do this. And I'd say, ah, great idea. Okay, Mia wants to come in. Come here. You want to come in? Come here. Come on. You want to say hi? Come here. Oh, goodness. Okay. Here is Mia. How are you doing, huh? Yeah, let's don't kiss. All right. Okay, so let's choose some different looking succulents from what I have left here. I like this one. We'll use this one, and we'll use this one, and we'll use this one. No, I need one that's lighter. I think that's it for my succulents. Well, we'll use this one. Okay, so if you guys decide, or maybe you already have made some succulent wreaths, I would love to see pictures. I don't know if you've joined my crafting group yet. It's free. It's a free group that I set up, oh gosh, a year and a half ago. There's like, I don't know, 13,000 people that are part of it, and they're awesome crafters. So if you haven't already joined it, you can hop over to Dreamy DIY, that's the name of that group, and ask to join, and then share pictures of the succulent wreaths that you have made or that you make, because we would love to see them. Okay. And it's going to ask you when you go there if you agree to be nice. Of course you do. And if you agree not to share other people's craft videos there. So as much as we all love, you know, Barb from the Shabby Tree, I watch her myself. That's why I always use her as my example. If you just would not share her videos there, because then I get a ton of questions. How did she do this or that? And it's just confusing. People get confused by that. So if you would not do that, and then not use that group to try to do any self-promotion of whatever it is that you might, if you have a business or, you know, you sell this or that. And then we'll say, yes, come on in, and then you can take a look at all the amazing crafts that have been shared there. Okay, this is going to look messy until I get it cleaned up, but we're just building the base here. You can just stick things inside the grapevine and it holds it great. Okay, that looks terrible. I'm just going to go with that for right now. Put just a teeny blob of glue on here. Okay, and then we're going to use this one. It has a million glue strings in it. I'm going to cut this off. And we'll use this one in the corner, and we'll use this one. Or maybe we could, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so let me do this one in the corner first. I need some more glue. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys is that you can set your notifications. I don't know if you know that. Probably you do. So that Facebook will show you and give you notice of when I go live. And it's up here somewhere. There should be 3 little dots. And if you want to see what I'm doing, like if you want to see Christ and Crafting tomorrow, for example, which is something I do, in case you're new, every Sunday. That has to be shorter. Every Sunday I do a craft project that's completely faith-focused, and we go into the Bible, and I talk about different Bible verses, whatever it is that kind of goes along with the craft that that the Lord has put on my heart to share. And so if you want to see that, you will have a better chance that Facebook will serve it to you if you set your notifications and make sure that you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming. I hate that I'm always having to tell you guys how Facebook works, but that just seems to be the way things are. I think I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. Oops. Yeah. This wreath, I'm doing like a square, but it just occurred to me now that you could do it on the corner and make it be more like a diamond if you want it. That would be cute too. This one has too much stuff up here. Let's get some of this off. Just needed just a smidge, not a ton. Okay, I think I like how it's looking. What do you guys think? So again, a very simple, very neutral, small, faux succulent wreath. The little grapevine shape was $2.50, $2.49 at Goodwill. And then I have 3 succulents here, so that's $3, a little bit of greenery and some hot glue. So, I mean, this whole project is like under $6. And I think it has enough there to give you the illusion that it's real. And it doesn't make you immediately think, I need to go to Dollar Tree. So what do you guys think about this? This one would be super cute to hang with a ribbon. And I got some out just to give you some examples. Like, I don't know if this is the one I would choose, but it could be hung with something, some kind of a, let me just cut this so I can handle it. have some kind of a hanger like this, which this is just some burlap ribbon that has a little bit of lace down the center. Or you could do this, some of my favorite ribbon, but it's a little bright, but that would be super cute. Or if you wanted it very neutral, I could use this one. Just cut a little bit off so I can show you. Oh, it's already cut, yay. Fluffing it just a little bit to show you. So you could hang it with something like this. Or you could go for your black and white buffalo check, which is great. That goes with everything. So anyways, let me show you the things that we made one more time. I'm gonna just push all of this stuff up the table, and I'll clean it up later. In case you want to get some screenshots, let me just get this stuff off here. Gonna have to vacuum, darn it. Okay, so a few of the things that I showed you are, we started with this, and you can go back to the beginning and watch on replay if you missed some of this. This I've had sitting out in my decor forever. It's just a little faux succulent, a little green moss. This had a candle in it once upon a time, and I cleaned it out and repurposed it, and then it has a bunch of those little pebbles in it, and it's just sitting in my decor, and it looks great. And then I showed you this sweet little piece that I made. This is all Dollar Tree succulents, okay? That one I don't remember where I got it, but and this was from Goodwill. It's just a little mercury glass looking, I don't know, little compote or something. Or you could do this seashell idea. And then this was the first wreath that we made. Trying to figure out where I am on my table. And then this was the second one that we made. And here's the third. So let me see, can you see what I've got going on here? Let me see if I can move my camera down. There we go. Anyways, I hope that you got some ideas for things that you can make using Dollar Tree faux succulents that do not scream, I came from Dollar Tree. You can repurpose some yucky wreaths or use a Dollar Tree wreath. You can use funny things like old silver mercury glass looking compotes, seashells, a little jar full of rocks, and you can do some cute things. So anyways, I hope you liked this tutorial. If you want to look at the tour of my craft room and the projects that I've done over the last 3 years, I have that in the video, so just click on the video button and start scrolling down. There's like 350 videos there maybe, because I've been doing crafts here for a long time. So help yourself to all of that. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I will get pictures and I'll put those here, and will also put them separately at DiyDreaming. If you have friends that you think would like the kind of projects that we do here, feel free to sprinkle. Oh, one last thing. Do a this or a this, that's a heart. Or say something in the comments, and that somehow magically increases the odds that Facebook will show you what I have going on tomorrow for Christ and Crafting. Alrighty, I'm gonna let it roll for just a second so you guys can do your this and this, and then I will say goodbye. And I will sit down and get started reading through all of your comments, which I'm always excited to do. Am I moving these so that they're out of the picture more or in the picture more? I'm not sure. And thank you guys for the stars. I appreciate that. Janet says she loves these projects. I'm so glad. Honestly, you can use things that you have and put a few little faux succulents from the Dollar Tree into it, and you don't have to have something that screams, I came from Dollar Tree. So these are just a few ideas that I hope will get you thinking and motivated to do some of these kind of things at your house. Thank you, Irene. Thanks, Dorothy. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Oh, one last thing. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to comment there as well. And I will look through everything. And if you have questions, let me know on YouTube as well. Okay. You guys have a great rest of your day. I hope I'll see you tomorrow for Christ and Crafting. Bye.